Hi, my name's Sydney, and I'm going to be doing my Chapter 6 reflection on poetry. And poetry is like the most beautiful way to use language because everything's so well thought out and concise, and it's not sentences. Like you pick out the words that are the very best, so it's like eloquent and really content packed without having extraneous words. And it kind of reminds me of like American Sign Language. Like you wouldn't say like three dogs went on a walk. You just say like dogs three walk, you know? So I really like that. And I think it also, like, for me, it serves like as a life lesson, sort of, that you don't have to have all this extraneous stuff or friends or time or whatever that's just soaking the life out of you. You can just pick your favorite things and go with that, and you can really grow as a person. And I think that's a good lesson for the kids, is that, we don't have to be talking all the time. We could just pick out what's the most important to us to be saying, or just trying to do everything. Just pick the things that you really like to do and focus all your time on that. But I don't know if they would ever pick something up like that, but that's what poetry means to me. Is just being really, really careful with your decisions and your choices. But, if you're teaching that all the time, then they might be able to do that, especially if you're doing like pre-writing and you write like all about this topic and you pick out your favorite line. Then maybe we could instill that, we don't have to have all this extraneous stuff in our lives. Now I'm going to talk about how you can use phonics in your classroom. So for primary grades, their main teaching lessons on reading are about phonics. So poetry just complements that so well, because you can do a quick little poem in a couple minutes and talk about it and break it apart and have a lot of activities from it. So you could really use these every morning in your morning circle, or you could use it once a week, but poetry really needs to be incorporated for these grades. So one activity you could do is like writing the poem on a big acre chart and having the kids like do matching colors for the tape on the last word for which one's rhyme. After you've done your anchor chart poem, the kids could have like manipulative letters that they could build all the words themselves, or they could write them all down, or you could like go around in a circle and play like a rhyming game. Like if you've read Dr. Seuss, you could be like, all fall, ball, y'all, tall. And that's a lot of fun. I had fun with that, even with my 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds when I was in preschool. So another thing you could do is the kids could write their own like poetry books, like really many little books. And that's like for higher grades, like 3 through 5, where you could like have little haiku books. And there's a lot of really fun things you could do with poetry. Like you could read like the Dr. Seuss books. After you read them on YouTube, they have like a man that raps them, and I think he's an elementary school teacher, and it's so funny. That Walk It in the Pocket one, my son loves it. We just sing it all the time. So you could, read the regular nursery rhymes and then find like the songs. Like Hey Diddle Diddle, they have one. It's like, hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. And it's just really neat to see how it written can sound in a song. And you could do that with even like song lyrics to their favorite songs. You just print out the lyrics, and then you can tear apart the poem. And then you could teach the kids like those jump rope rhymes, like the Miss Mary Mac 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 all dressed in black, and then teach them like the hand things. It's really fun, and it teaches them that poetry can be fun. So that's really all I have to talk about for Chapter 6. I'm sorry, it's mostly kindergarten through 2nd grade activities. That's the grades that I'm wanting to teach. Bye.